how did you get started in the industry?
When pandemic came, I decided I want to change and not staying home on a few money. So I quit my last job and got into this.
What made you decide to join a studio?
Well, I knew that a good studio is very important. If I didn't have the feeling that it's professional, it was like, well, why should I try that hard? I evolved in communication. I used not to hold on to relationship. I used not to call my friends for weeks or whatever. And here I feel like I learned how to keep a connection alive and how to talk with a normal person more than hello. And
So you feel like you've grown as a person?
Sometimes I'm not sure if I've grown as a person because of the site, because it's a slight difference between Daiana and me, but I feel like they are going to melt together at one point, and it's becoming this beautiful person that I am today. So it's a good feeling, like I get wings.
I love that. You feel like you're getting your wings.
Yes. And it's interesting to get into other people's lives and see how they are thinking.
Yeah.
I keep close to me people that I can talk normal things to. So it's very important how to select your clientele like any other business.
Right. So you're saying part of your approach and probably what makes models successful in this industry is making sure that the members that you're connecting with are people you're comfortable with, that you enjoy, not making you feel uncomfortable.
Yes, exactly. Because sometimes maybe they don't come private, but they come to me in free chat and they make my time more happier, more easier with jokes or whatever. And that's important too for your mental health, at least.
What made you want to choose LiveJasmin opposed to another camming site?
Well, it's kind of have a monopoly to the industry. So it wasn't a hard choice. All of the good people, they at least know about LiveJasmin. If they after that, it's like the drug that introduced you into the world of drugs. If after that they decide to go somewhere else, well, they were being first on this one.
Very cool. So you feel like LiveJasmin is the best platform for models, or?
Yes, that, and it's a premium site, and I wouldn't feel comfortable with a freemium part.
Do you feel comfortable in your career as a model?
Oh yes, I mean, I owned the shit. The first thing I came into this room, I felt so comfortable with me in front of the camera. It was like for some people it's hard, but for me I felt alone here because nobody's actually with me. But in the same time, it was excitement. So I felt very comfortable from the first time.
Do you feel like your career, your job as a model on LiveJasmin, does that bring joy into your life?
What brings me joy is that I received messages from members, and some of them, I have a member that I only exchange cat memes.
I love that. That's a lot of joy. That's a lot of joy to have someone who's just sending you cat memes all day.
It are different kind of in connection with different members. So some of them are really nice.
You mentioned a moment ago that you manage all the content that you put up and upload. And I want to talk to you a little bit about what you do as a model, because I think that a lot of people don't understand that models do a lot. I mean, yes, there's the part where you're engaging with a member, but then there's also making the content, promoting yourself. It's like a business, right?
Well, I am a marketing student, So for me was I was introduced to how to promote yourself. But once I had to actually do the work, I was like screaming for a secretary. So what I usually done at first, when the account was new, after every shift, I used to send members pictures, all the members that I had in that day, and there were a lot. There was like over 100. So it took me like at least 3 or 2 hours to finish that. That's why I'm telling you I was here at 6 a.m. and finished my basic work at 8 or not very late. And that will be the stories that I have to upload. And in general, kind of this is it. Because the picture on my profile are made by a photographer. I felt this is my moment and I wanted to take advantage of it as long as I can. And maybe after that, I'll see what I do with all the money. Besides the hours that you have to put in that are not that easy, it's this kind of thing you have to keep your members engaged.
Right. Yes.
You can't disappear and not text back or not text at the time because they will lose interest in you, no matter how beautiful you are.
Right. Well, that brings me to my next question, which is why, you just mentioned that even if you're the most beautiful girl, if you are not engaging with your members, they'll move on, they'll lose interest, which means that they need something from that engagement that's beyond your beauty. What do you think is the true and deep reason that members are on sites like LiveJasmin?
Well, some of them I feel lonely. Some of them, they told me after the pandemic, they started this thing into the pandemic so they can connect with people, and then they lack it and remain on the site. Some of them are looking for the true love, or I don't know. What's the thing that keep them here? It's maybe they found a real person that they actually like. And the attention from that person is very important. Everybody wants attention, right? Some of them are young, some of them are older. I feel I've seen this before. I used to have a private with an older guy, and he actually gave me camera. And I'm not changing faces. I mean, I'm the same me, even though you are 18, even though you are 75. I don't care. I mean, we're here. I'm here to spread the orgasms and happiness. So he was so happy in the end. I mean, my heart was filled with joy. He was smiling from his ears. So this is a good part of this business.
So what I just heard you say was basically that you could see how much joy you brought to this man, and then it filled your heart with joy. I want to talk about that. Like, you get to see the profound impact that you're having on someone's life. How does that make you feel to have such a powerful impact on a human being?
Well, it gives me chills, but in the same time, we are exchanging energy. I feel like we are exchanging good energy. So even though maybe I won't meet them in the end, because some of them realize that, some of them don't. But the truth is, why would you want that as long as we are here and we're enjoying each other company? I mean, let's let the future for the future. Let's live the present.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. This is, I've also interviewed members, and I've had some of them say that they feel like being on the site, it just helps them escape everything else, and it brings them into the present, like, because they're so preoccupied with what's happening that they lose their stress in that moment.
They can disconnect.
Yes. What is the most rewarding part about this career? Money aside, we'll talk about that in a second.
Well, leaving money aside. Um, it gives you a boost of confidence that I am thankful every day. I mean, no matter how many times I hear them saying I'm beautiful, I will still smile and say thank you, because it's like, okay, thank you. So this is a confidence in myself that I can do whatever I put my mind to do.
That is very rewarding. Confidence is the key ingredient to anything that you want that's successful in life. You have to have confidence. So if you're in a position where your confidence is boosted every day because you're on a platform like LiveJasmin, where you have these members that are just praising you, that sounds nice.
And the orgasm part is not very bad at all. I mean,
Absolutely. I want to talk to you about your members.
okay.
Do you have a special connection with any of them that just really stands out to you?
Yes. How can you not? When you talk with a person for so long, it's just got under your skin somehow.
Absolutely.
I mean, you feel what they feel. They cry when I'm sick. It's like that. I have moments when I believe, well, you know what, if I'm dying tonight, most probably a member will ask me what's happened to you faster than my mother. So it's that thing.
Yeah, I understand completely. It's a genuine, sounds like love between the members and you for some of them. Do you have a favorite memory, Jasmine memory, either on the platform or I don't know, an event?
Yes. A member took me private, and he was like, you know what? Put yourself comfortable in the bed. I want to surprise you with something. And he starts singing for me at the guitar. And maybe he wasn't a rock star, but it was a gesture of love that I was very much enjoying it. I think it was a concert around 40 minutes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
That is so beautiful. And when I hear stories like that, it to me shows again the genuine care for each other. You know, he's not asking you to do anything in the private. He wanted to give to you even more. Obviously cares a lot about you if he's willing to pay you to sing to you, you know. In your opinion, what is it that you really provide to members?
Entertainment will be, because we do entertain others. But I believe my personality, the way I approach things, make them happier, because you can't, if you're, even if you are a rude person, I will still make you laugh. And that's important.
I'm curious if there's anything we didn't touch on or cover that you want to share or say about the industry or anything.
I would give advice to models. Girl, if you're not into that, well, just say no. So the moment I learned how to say no, I felt more power into me and felt more respected.
Do you feel like, because I think that saying no is something that's uncomfortable, especially for women in life in general, not even just this industry. And so it's a powerful, like you said, you felt more empowered when you were able to say no. Do you feel like learning to say no to members has helped you say no to other things in your life?
Definitely. Yes. I learned how to say no here, but in a funny way, not offended way.
Right. Right. Incredible. I like to end the interviews by asking one final question, which is, what is something that you're the most grateful for in your life right now?
The fact that I'm feeling happy. I've been always an independent girl. I mean, but I'm feeling happy with myself, and that's important.
Absolutely. That is probably one of the most important things. Yes. Thank you so much for your time.